Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Dragonheir Selling Gods video. In today's video, I want to talk about something that everybody hates about this game, and it's something that I need all of you to help me out with, and that's going to be the 3% that is happening, and we want to have that removed 100%, so I really need your support about this, but let's check the video to explain to you more what I mean. Before I jump into the video, I do want to mention that if you want to support me as a content creator, you can use code OddOne that you see over there at the top. Make sure you use capital O's for, both of those to support. Costs you nothing, helps me a ton. You'll get some free stuff instantly. Plus, you're going to get some rewards in your inbox as soon as it goes through, which is going to be Healer Light, Word Modern, all of that fun stuff. So, thank you. Now, I do want to mention that this video is a little bit of a different one. And I want to, fair warning, it might be a little bit of a ranting one. The reality is, Dragonheir, since they came back with the Reborn version, have been doing an amazing job. This has always been my favorite game from the gacha industry, right? I played quite a lot of them. There were some other games that, consecrated me as a content creator, but Dragonheir has been my favorite one. The reason for that is they have obviously amazing graphics. They have amazing mechanics. They have lots of amazing stuff happening. They've done a great job, like I said, since the Reborn version. And the number one thing that they've done is they improved a lot on the quality of life. However, they have something in the game that goes, from my point of view, completely against everything else that they're trying to do when it comes to, like I said, quality of life, when it comes to, the player enjoyment and all that. And that is the 3%, right? What do I mean about that, right? You might not understand. What does the 3% mean? Well, 3% means the fact that doesn't matter how much accuracy you have against how much resistance the enemy has, there's always gonna be a 3% chance that you don't land your debuff, or as you see in this fight, Ogok getting the attack penalty landing on him, there's always gonna be a 3% chance that the enemy lands the effect or the debuff on yourself, doesn't matter if you have enough resistance. And that can be extremely frustrating, and that can be really annoying because, again, I personally believe it goes completely against everything they're trying to do, right? They're trying to make this game enjoyable, they're trying to introduce quality of life and whatever. Well, when you have a thing such as the 3%, then, it kind of goes against everything that they're trying to do. Now, I want to mention, I made a post in their Discord, right? I'm going to try and see if I can link that specifically. So in the Discord, right, if you go over here, you're going to see in the support, you'll see their suggestion. There's going to be this one that I did. Remove the 3% from the game. So you can come over here and just, drop a like. The more people support this, the more people get behind this, the higher the chance that they will actually address it. Because, again, I don't understand why games do this. The first game that I know that did this, that I personally played, right, might have been another one that did it before, but the other game that did this was Raid Shadow Legends. That was the thing that it was the most hated thing that I can think about, right? It's, what's the logic? What's the point, right? Why would you need RNG in that, right? We have RNG in summons, whatever, we understand that, but why would we need RNG and frustration in a game mechanic? Why do you give me accuracy and resistance, chance and checks if there's still going to be a 3% chance that something like that's going to happen? And it happens a ton. Trust me. I'm telling you, it happens a ton. So make sure you come to their Discord. Make sure you go over here, like I said, suggestions, remove 3%, and please upvote. I want to get as many people behind this as possible because I'm hoping that they're going to actually address it and remove it because, again, there's no reason. It makes no sense why they would have something like that in there. But now let's continue and let me explain to you, more about why is this such an issue? Well, let's talk about it like this. Well, perfect example, right? This is one of the reasons why it kind of reminded me. It was already an issue in Season 1, it was already an issue during Season 2, but the Mekkatorque boss, because I'm trying a little bit to compete, I'm not going to be able to get top 50, I'm just trying to get top 100 at least. But the Mekkatorque just reminded me again how frustrating and how annoying it is, because it's not a case of it can happen once, it is what it is. No, the frustrating thing is, in a fight like Mekkatorque, this is just one example, I'm gonna have another example. In a fight like Mekkatorque, there's so many things that can happen, that can, just one time 3% happens, everything goes down the drain. You have to start all over again. So let's talk about the first thing that happens. Okay, first one, attack penalty landing. Okay, this one's not as frustrating, but still it can be frustrating if you're building your main damage dealer to have some resist, to have attack penalty be resisted. Well, guess what? If that lands, your damage is gonna go down the drain. It's gonna be annoying. It's gonna be frustrating. If you're trying to, min-max, you're gonna push again. This is just like min-maxing to the max. But that one, let's say, okay, that one happens. It is what it is. But then you have the next part. When they explode, right? When they're done at the end, they explode. They have a chance to land recharge speed penalty. If recharge speed penalty lands on somebody that you want to have on a specific rotation, that goes down the drain. You have to completely restart again. It's useless. Oh wait, there's more. When you have this one, right, the rapid javelin deals damage and then inflicts stun for 5 seconds. If you have your support again in this team Ogok, if the stun goes on him, the thing, right, even though I have enough resist, if the stun lands on him, everything goes down the drain. I have to start all over again. So that's, just 3 cases: attack penalty, recharge speed penalty happening, and then you have this one, the stun. But then another one that you saw happen over here. It's not only that, right? The survivability that I have in this team is also brought by the fact that Ogok brings attack penalty on his battle skill. I have enough accuracy based on, what the game shows me of what I need as accuracy. There we go. Stun landed, runs over, I'm dead, right? But wait, like I said, attack penalty. If Ogok doesn't land the attack penalty at one specific time, one of the times towards the end or towards the middle, the runs over, it dies, I have to start all over again. So why is this so frustrating? Well, let me explain to you like this. The reason why this one's so frustrating and the reason why I believe it goes completely against everything that they're doing as a company, right? They're trying to do quality of life, whatever. They gave us the combat simulations, right? They gave us 30, we have 6 teams. I recorded a video earlier, which you should go check it out. I kind of made a video on this whole team. It was posted like a few hours ago. I did 5 auto battle attempts. All 5 of them had the RNG. I could not get the damage that this one happened after doing 15 runs manually of not getting bad RNG, but I did 5 runs and none of them got to go all the way, which means what's the point of having this combat simulation if this quality of life is going to be completely screwed over by the RNG of the 3%, right? It's just mind-blowing. It should not be a thing. That's one of the examples, right? Because again, Ogok lands attack penalty, whatever. Let me show you another example that this is the one that kind of frustrated me a lot in Season 1. It's frustrated me in Season 2, and it's extremely frustrating for the game in general, especially for people that are free to play or low spenders or whatever, that are limited on their options. Perfect example I can think of, right? We got Vinyara. Let me just go to the fight that I'm talking about. So Vinyara is a free legendary. We all get her in Season 1. That's a perfect move. I love the game for doing that, right? She is the amazing one, arguably the #1 best support for the Grave of Curse, right? But even for other areas. The reason for that is what she brings is the spell buffs, reduces ultimate energy, lands frozen, attack penalty. Everything, right? Let's say without the frozen, everything else is what you need. The spell buffs, attack penalty, landing on the Grave of Curse boss, that's perfect. Because what does the boss do? He puts attack up and damage up on himself, right? And if he does that and you don't remove it before he does the ult, you're pretty much dead. Not only that, she's the perfect tank for it, right? She puts defense up, whatever. That works just fine. But the way that a 3% works is you don't have a 3% chance for the ultimate that something, you do the ult and then something happens only once, 3% chance. No, there's 5 things that can happen. This is how bad the 3% is. So, dispelling all their buffs, right? It doesn't count as one single thing. The way it works is it counts as first chance, 3% chance to be resisted on removing the attack up. Second, 3% chance to be resisted on removing the damage up, right? That's 2 of them. Then, third chance for to be resisted on removing the ultimate energy. If you're trying to get a thing to, a team to be in sync, to be in a specific rotation, you want that to happen. Well, there's 3. The third instance can be resisted. Fourth instance, 3% chance to happen for the frozen to land or not to land. And fifth instance is the attack penalty not landing. So it's not like you have a 3% chance that happens once. No, you have 5 chances that one of those things is not gonna proc, because 3%, they can completely screw over your team and rotation. It's like Why? That's the thing. It just blows my mind, seriously. Like, I really hope that they can look at this. I really hope they can address it because, again, same principle. In a dungeon fight, they gave us 4 times battle. That's amazing. Well, this one, I might have to do it 5 times because if I have that one resisted, especially towards the beginning, right? When you get in the end game, you explode the boss, that's it. But if you're in the beginning, middle of the game, or like, again, you're limited on your options, what's the point of having this? I do this 50 times, but in order to just make it happen once, this 3% happens. Like, I don't know, this is just, it blows my mind. It just annoys me so much, and I really hope they address it because I'm not gonna lie, I played several games. I played several gacha games. I've only seen it in one other game that's one of the worst games when it comes to, like, you know, caring about their players and player retention. Even though it's one of the best games in genre, right? Raid is the best game when it comes to player acquisition. It's the worst game when it comes to, like, you know, player retention because they don't care. I don't want Dragonheir to be that game, right? Dragonheir has always been a game that tried their best to try and show that they care about their community, they care about the player enjoyment. Well, having the 3% in the game does not bring any enjoyment, and I'm not gonna lie, it made me rage quit several times, right? It made me just be like, you know what, screw this, I'm closing this game, I'm out, I'm not playing, this is annoying. And if I'm feeling like that, and I'm a content creator, right, for the game, and I love the game, you hear me talk about it a lot, imagine how many people feel like, you know what, this is annoying, I'm out, I don't want to deal with this shit. So, again, make sure to go to their official Discord, make sure you upvote this, right, make sure you support this suggestion. I'm really hoping that they're gonna look into it and try and address it because it's too frustrating. It makes no sense why this should be in the game, right? But anyway, we're gonna leave it at this for today. Hope I wasn't too ranty, guys. Thank you for watching. If you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next. Again, don't forget to support using code OddOne that you see up there, and I guess I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, run. Bye, guys.